Welcome to this hybrid HIIT and yoga class. So we will be doing high intensity work, we'll be using weights, and then at the end we'll do a little yoga to stretch ourselves out. You will need weights, I would say probably somewhere between like 8 to 10 pounds. And then you'll need like a step stool or a step that you use in step aerobics, something that you can stand on and get on and off of and is sturdy enough to hold you. So go and grab those items if you don't have them, and then I will meet you on the mat and we'll start with our warm-up. I apologize for the lighting in this video. It's not the greatest, but it's good enough that you can still see what's going on and follow along. So let's go ahead and get started with our warm-up. Hands will sweep back and come to your shoulders, and you'll circle the elbows forward and around. You can do slight bends in your knees as well to start waking up your lower body. Just circle those out and then reverse, change direction, elbows front, side, and back. Really working the whole shoulder area. Trying to open up. Now sweep the arms back and around, straight arms, circling around, arm circles. Change direction, sweep back to front. Again, you can add a little bend in the knees and release the arms down. Left foot steps out, right foot steps out, then left goes in. So we go step out, out, in, out, in, out, in. As you do this, let your arms just run naturally. Keep the pace moderate. We're trying to gently work the heart rate up. Nothing too intense right now. We'll hit that later when we hit into the high intensity portion of the class. But for now, just keep it moderate. Out, in, out, in, helping you to warm up. And now switch direction and start with your right foot and tap your right foot out first and then your left. Out, in, out, in. Same thing, just going with the opposite leg first. Out, in, out, in. It's okay if it doesn't look super coordinated. We're just trying to move and keep ourselves warm. And in just a second, we're going to switch and now jog it out. Easy jog in place, letting your arms swing. Again, we want about a moderate pace here. Keeping that moderate level for a few minutes at a time is going to help get your body warm. All those muscles will be ready to do the high intensity that's coming later. Just run it out. Keep it up, running in place, nice and easy. And in just a second, we're going to step tap side to side. Here we go, step tap, arms open and close as the feet open and close so they're coordinated together. Step tap, open, close, open, close, open, close. Together the arms close. Do a nice bend in the knees, gentle squat, tapping side to side. Like I said, we're trying to keep that moderate level of work here. So the heart is slowly starting to work itself up. And now plant your feet and we're going to punch it out across the body to the diagonal, side to side. Easy bend in your knees and then brace your core as you twist and rotate. So you're really working the obliques in your center, punching it out. Keep it up. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And bounce. And just bounce the knees as you swing your arms forward and backward. Jump the feet together and shake it out. Go and get your weights. Make sure you bend your knees as you pick up your weights. Stand parallel. Squat it down and then stand back up and bicep curl. Squat, bicep curl. Squat it down. Bicep curl. As you squat, make sure your weight is going back to your heels and your hips are pushing into the back space. And your knees aren't going over your toes. They're tracking to your toes, but they're not going to extend past your toes when you bend. Squat, bicep curl. Squat and curl it up. Down, bicep curl. And then stay there, take the weights to your shoulders, and you open your elbows out and then pull them together. Out and forward, open and close. Again, we want to make sure that our center is strong. We're not arching the back. We're engaging our stomach muscles. You can do a slight bend in your knees and open and close those weights. Opening the elbows out and pointing them forward. Stay there. Drop your weights down. Step your feet out and you'll bend into your right leg and you'll row up and back. Bend and row. So you're crossing over towards your toe and then pulling that weight back. And row it back. Again, keep that core nice and strong. Make sure that you're pulling the belly towards the spine and you're stabilizing the front. Switch it out. Other side, rowing back to twist. You bend your knee as you come down and then just easy, not full straighten as you come up. Just rowing it out. Pulling back with the elbow. Down. Step the feet back together and deadlift forward and back. Want to really put the weight into the heels. Keep your spine nice and long as you fold forward and then stand back up. Straighten out your hip flexors as you stand. Make sure you're squeezing your glutes this whole time. Dead row forward and up. Forward and up. You don't have to go as low as I'm going if you can't maintain that with your flat back. Stand back up. Now we're going to squat, bicep curl, squat, bicep curl. So just what we did before. It's really are called hammer curls, but we're activating the biceps, so it always comes out in my brain as a bicep curl. Either way, just use your biceps to pull the weight up to your shoulders. Squat and pull it up. Squat weight goes back to the heels, hips crease and go back. And curl it up. Squat and curl it up. Squat it down and curl it up. Weight to shoulders, open and close. So we're just repeating that set that we just did, opening and closing, engaging your center, no arching in the back, easy, gentle bend in the knees. Open and close, open and close, open and close. Drop the weights down. Let's do that row. Bend into the right leg and row it back. Using the left arm to cross over to the right. And row it out. Row it out. Pull it up. Elbow pulls back. Strong core. And switch it out. Other side. Right arm, left leg. Row it up. Row it up and pull it back. Keep it up, row and row. Stand back up and deadlift forward and squeeze. Really use your glutes to squeeze and stand you up. You should feel this on the back of your legs and into your glutes. We don't want to feel it so much in our spine. So if you're feeling it in your spine, check in and make sure you're not arching your back, you're bracing your core, and you're keeping that long spine as you fold forward, creasing at your hips, and then squeezing the glutes and the hamstrings to stand back up. And now back again, squat to hammer curl. Squat, hammer curl. We'll repeat that set again. We're just trying to keep moving so that heart rate is really starting to come up before we start into going up and over on our stool. Squat and curl. Squat it back, curl it up. If it gets too intense, you can always drop down in your weight and keep going with the lighter weight. Squat, bicep curl. And now open and close, lifting the weights over the shoulders, opening the elbows wide, and then pointing them back forward. Open, close, open, close, open, and close. Last one, open, close, step the feet out, and do the row, pulling back with the left arm, bending the right leg. Row it back, and back, and back. 3 more, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides, left leg goes out and row it back. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand it up and go to those deadlifts, folding forward, reaching down, and standing back up. And 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work. Take the elbows up and we'll rotate the shoulders forward and then back up. So it's like goalpost down and then goalpost up. Cactus forward and up. Working the shoulders. This one can be really intense. If you need to drop down your weight and do a lighter weight, you're welcome to do that. Rotate down and up. Try to keep square in the arms and the shoulders in that 90-degree angle as you lift. And now let's lower back down. Bend forward, flat back, gentle bend in your knees, and you'll pull your elbows back to row those weights back. Trying to keep the elbows as close as you can to your body, and you're engaging your core, creasing at your hips, flat back, and just pull those weights back, squeezing the shoulder blades together as you pull those weights back and back. And stand it up. I'll turn to the side so you can see this better. We're going to run it out. Stand on your left leg, bend your right leg to the front 90 degrees, and then swing it back. Your arms are going to go in opposition to your legs. So as your right leg comes forward, your left hand is forward, and then you switch as you go back. This is really good for balance. It'll work your standing leg a lot. Forward and back, running it out. Front and back, stabilizing on your left leg. You also have to really engage your core to be able to stabilize. Run it out. Front and step it down. Switch sides, right leg stands, bend your left leg and run it out. Right arm forward and then it goes back. So opposite arm is leg as you come forward and then swing that arm back. Again, really working to stabilize. Try not to wiggle. See if you can just plant that foot and move the body standing on your one leg. Running forward and back. Forward and back. Do not forget about that core. Step it down. You can drop the weights down. Lean forward. And now we'll do a tricep press back. You know, hold those arms up as high as you can and bend it back in. Pull and hold. Keep lifting them up, up, up. Bend the arms, come back. Sweep the arms back, hold it up. Hold, 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 hold. Keep holding and then forward. Stand all the way up. Weights come out. Elbows turn out. And you'll press the weights up and down. Just doing a shoulder press. Lifting up straight arms and bending the elbows back down. Press it up and down. Up and down, up and down. Last 3, 2, 1. Lower the arms down. We'll bicep curl here with the arms parallel, and then we'll open the arms out to the side and bicep curl. So curling it up front, and then turning the arms open and pulling it up to the side. Coming back to the front, bicep curl, opening and turning out to the side. Bicep curl up. Open the arms, bicep curl out. And up and open. It's moving between those two positions, really focusing on the front of the arm. And get that bicep to activate to pull your weights up. Also, if you don't feel like this is hard with the weights that you have, go ahead and get a heavier set and see if you can do it. And then if it gets too hard, you can always drop back down. But if it's not feeling difficult, you need a heavier weight. Last one, out and down. Turn the weights back forward and set them down. And now we'll need our stool or our step. Place it in front of you. Bend down and use your legs to pick your weights back up. You'll step on the stool with your right leg. You'll pull the weights up to your shoulders. You'll just hold the weights at your shoulders, bending the arms. Shift your weight to your front leg and you'll tap your back leg on and off of the stool. Keeping a nice bend in your right leg, holding those weights at shoulder height, tapping on and off, on and off, on and off. Try to touch both the stool and the floor. Tap, down, on, off. Tap the stool, tap the floor. Tap the stool, tap the floor. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. And stand on the stool with both feet now. Bend down, other side, tap the right foot on and off, keeping the weights at shoulder height. Bending the knee. The more you bend down, the more intense this is going to be on your quads. Tapping on and off, on and off, on and off. Keep your head level so you're not bobbing up and down as you tap the foot on and off the stool. Last 2 and 1, and then stand up, drop the weights down, and slowly step off the stool. And now you'll make your way to sit down on the stool with your bum. Your legs are going to go out to the sides, kind of like a squat. Your elbow of your left arm is going to hook into the inside of your knee, and you'll bicep curl, pushing up. Your other arm is just going to hold the opposite knee open, and you're just focusing on that left side, curling it up and down, up and down. Your biceps are a bigger muscle group, so you may need to go heavier on the weights on the bicep work to actually feel it. And curl up and down, up and down. We have 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and switch it out. Hook the opposite elbow into the right and then bicep curl and down, curl and down. We're trying to do high reps here to make sure that we're really fatiguing that muscle so that it can build strength and get stronger. Curl it up and down, up and down. Also, coming into a squat like this is going to help to open up your hips so you get a little bit of flexibility work as well as working the muscles in the arms. Last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now you shift your weight forward to stand up off the stool. Come to the stool so your body is facing away from the stool. Put your right leg on the stool, bend your left leg, flat back forward, and you'll row your arms up and down. One leg is elevated, so it's going to make you do a little more work with your left hamstring and glute. And we're just pulling those elbows, squeezing them in towards the side body as we row up and down. Keeping a nice flat back, hinging at the hips. And stand up. Now put the weights at your shoulders, standing your body up, and we'll shoulder press up and down, same thing. Keeping a nice bend on your left leg, your right leg is still onto your stool, and you're just shoulder pressing up and down. So we're working the lower body and the upper body at the same time. Lower the weights down. Let's switch legs. Take your left leg onto the stool, bend your right, and row it back, flat back, to pull the elbows back behind you, squeezing the shoulder blades together, keeping the spine nice and long, and sinking down on your right leg. Rowing up and down, up and down. Stand up, bend again, weight to the shoulders, and press overhead. Press, press, press. Make sure there's a bend in your right leg. The deeper you bend, the more intense it's going to be. Make sure that you're not twisting your knee at all, and there's not a ton of pressure on the knee. More, it's working into your quads. And then stand up off. Switch back to your right leg onto the stool, and then we're gonna so these are a little more intense than normal squats because most of our weight is on one leg. Squat it down and stand it up. Again, same thing as a squat. We want the hips to go back and the weight to go to the heel of our front leg. Squat and stand. 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Stand up. Right leg steps off, left leg steps onto the stool. Same thing, squat it down and stand it up. You're just holding the weights in your hands at your sides. Your arms do not have to do anything. Just holding that extra weight is going to give you some more work or weight to have to lift with your legs. Squat and stand. As you squat, make sure your weight is going back and you're keeping a nice flat back with your spine. And up. Last time, squat and stand. Step off the stool. Good. Come to the back of the stool and place your right foot on top of the stool. Drop your arms down to the sides of your leg and then lift up and down. And now you're going to take your back foot, step onto the stool, step off the stool. Fly the arms, step on and off, on and off, moving nice and slow. You have a bend in the front leg and then stand up, straighten both legs and step off. Fly to stand. So again, we're doing these combination movements with upper and lower to burn more calories, to build more strength in the body. And open, close, and step. Step it down, open and close the arms, and step onto the stool. Last 2, stand up and down, fly, close, stand up and down, and then step off completely. Sit back, flat back to tricep press backs. Just bending the arms and extending them back behind you. Your body is in a slight diagonal forward, and you're just pressing those arms straight as you reach them back behind you. Bend. We're just about done. We have 2 more. 1 and 2. And stand up straight. Left foot goes on, and we'll do those flies again. Opening, and then this time you step onto the stool with your right leg and back down. Fly and stand up. And 7, 6. Fly at 5. And down. 4, step up and off. 3, up and down. 2, 1. Step up and off and come all the way off the stool. Move yourself over to the right side of the stool. Put your left leg up on the stool, turned out position. Your right leg might need to scoot out a little bit. Toes forward on your right leg, and we'll deadlift down and back up. So we have a single leg deadlift on the right leg. A little bit of balance help with the left leg up on the stool, but same thing, just bending forward just like we did earlier in our deadlifts. Only difference is the position of our legs here. The upper body does exactly the same thing, bending forward and pulling back up, squeezing the glutes and the hamstrings to stand. Last one, bend forward and pull back up. Step onto the stool and then over to the other side to switch it out. Right leg's on the stool, left leg is forward, and then do your deadlifts. And 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step off the stool completely, come back behind your stool. Take your left leg on the stool, pull the weights up to your shoulders. You'll step onto the stool as you shoulder press and then step off. So you're going side to side, up and off the stool. When you come onto the stool, do a shoulder press and then step off to the right, step on, shoulder press, step off to the left. 2 more down and back, up on the stool, off, and then back up. up, off, and last time up and off. Drop the weights down. And now move the weights away from you. We don't want them to roll or hit you at all. We're going to now do some jumping onto our stool. Come right behind the stool and we're going to box jump on the stool and then off, on and off. If jumping is not working for you, you can just step up and down off the stool. Otherwise, stay with me and jump on and off. Make sure you get a good bend in the knees. 4 more. 3, 2, this last one, you're going to jump and stay on the stool and then open the legs to the side, jump off, and then back on. So same thing, except we're jumping outside and then to the middle. Open the legs, close the legs, jump off and on, off and on. Halfway there, we have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jump off. And you can shake your hips side to side to help release out and to catch your breath a little bit. And that's a good place to pause for a minute, go and grab a drink, and then come back and meet me behind your stool. And we'll start back up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come behind your stool. Left foot taps, then right foot taps, side to side. You're just jumping and tapping one foot at a time. Not putting any weight on that front foot, just tapping the stool and switching it out as fast as you can, letting your arms just swing forward and backward. Switching feet. Tap, 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 tap. Keep it up. Almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And come off. Good. Take a little breather, just tapping side to side, step, tap. Letting your heart rate settle just a bit. Easy step tap, side to side. One more on each side. Step the feet apart. Bend the knees. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, bend the knees and let the arms fall down. Inhale, reach overhead. Exhale, release. Inhale. Easy bend as you come down, and then inhale, straighten and reach it up. Exhale. Last, reach up. Inhale. Exhale, take the elbows to the knees and push the knees open. Shift your weight side to side. Dropping the tailbone down towards the floor, really trying to open your hips out by pressing into the knees with your elbows. Come to center. And then you can move the stool off and away, and we are going to go into the yoga stretch portion of the class. So come onto your mat, find down dog, plant your hands, push the chest open. Send the tailbone up towards the ceiling. You can bend the knees if you'd like. If you want more stretch, try to lengthen through the back of the knees. Drop your heels down towards the floor. Big full breaths, really trying to open up the chest. Bend your knees and then try to straighten the knees as you drive the heels down. Bend and extend. Bend and extend. Stay there, press the chest back, try to lengthen the legs. Look forward, step your right foot up between your hands, sink to a low lunge. Left hand stays down, right arm lifts and twists up to the ceiling. And you rotate under, sending the right arm down and then lifting it back up. Release, shoulders down, and then reach it back up. Plant both the hands, straighten the front leg as much as you can, and then bend back down. Stretch to pyramid, bend back down, low lunge. Push and stretch to pyramid, bend back down, low lunge. Stay in that low lunge, then rotate to the back of the room. You're on your right leg, it's bent, your left leg is extended, hands in prayer. And then stretch your arms open to a diagonal, pushing into your right leg with your right hand. Your left arm goes to the ceiling. Hands back to prayer. Rotate forward back to that low lunge. Drop your back knee down to the mat, untuck your back toes, push your hands into the mat and try to reach your body up. And then your hands will come forward and you'll fold yourself down, coming onto the fingertips and releasing the head down. If that does not work, you can come onto the elbows or leave your hands flat. Walk your hands back in. Slide your foot over to the left side of the mat. Come to a pigeon pose. Square your shoulders and your hips. Reach your chest up. Plant your fingers behind you and just pulse up and release. Trying to send your sternum to the ceiling as you go back. And then easy release. Arch. And then fold forward as far as you can. Stretching over your front leg. Your back leg, you want your hip and your thigh to be on the floor, not opened out to the side. So see if you can roll that hip down towards the floor. Lift the head, walk your hands back in. Plant your hands, tuck your back toe, and push yourself up and back to a down dog. You can walk out your down dog, bending one leg and then the other leg. Find down dog, pressing the heels towards the floor, pressing the chest back towards the thighs. Look forward, step your left foot up. Plant the right hand, left arm lifts, rotate and close. Open and close. Open and close it down. Now stretch into that pyramid pose, stretching the front leg, straighten and back down to the low lunge. Push to straighten, low lunge, press, straighten, low lunge. Turn to the front of the room, come into that half squat with one extended leg, hands to prayer. Lift up, stretching the arms to the diagonal, hands back to prayer. Rotate back to the front of the mat, sinking down, dropping the back knee. Coming forward or dropping to the elbows, wherever you can get to fold down in this lizard pose. Breathing deeply, trying to relax. Look up, walk the hands back in. Slide the foot over to the right side of your mat to find pigeon. Fingertips down and you'll arch back and release. And pull it up and back, stretching it out. And then fold yourself forward over your front leg as far forward as you can. This time trying to allow the right hip to come onto the floor. So you're turning the hip down and the thigh is onto the mat. Lifting your head, walking your hands back, tuck your back toes, press up and back to your down dog. Walk that out, bending and straightening one leg at a time. Come back to a full down dog, really pressing the chest open. Plant your left leg, reach your right leg up to the ceiling, and then bend your knee to open the hip, and then close the knee back down. Turn the hip down, try to go knees together, and then open the hip, send the toe behind you. From the bent leg, try to extend the leg all the way up and lower down. Other side, lift the left leg up, bend the leg. Pull the knees together as you rotate parallel and then open it back out. Knees together, parallel, open the hip, send the foot behind your body. And knees together, extend the leg up as far as you can, pushing the chest back, three-legged dog. And then drop the foot down to your normal down dog and go ahead and walk out your down dog again. Bend your knees all the way down till they touch the mat. Walk the knees back, send the arms forward and the chest to the floor, and then gently rock your weight side to side. Find center, round the back, really pull the rib cage closed, then arch the spine, try to press your chest down to the floor as you lift your head up and try to reach your head and tailbone together on the back side. If you want to go deeper, tuck your toes. Keep trying to send the chest and the armpits to the floor. Your chin is on the floor and you're lifting your head up and back. To move out of this pose, round up from your tailbone and lay yourself all the way flat on the floor. Your hands go underneath your chin and you can wiggle your hips side to side. Interlace your fingers behind your back, squeeze your shoulder blades together and lift your upper body off the floor, squeezing back as if someone had your hands and was pulling you back, and then release down. Let your shoulders roll inward towards the mat, palms to the ceiling. Just rest there, rounding your upper back. Now your arms will come about underneath your shoulders, elbows under shoulders, Sphinx pose, pressing up and back. You'll arch and then just release the spine, roll it down, arch it up in Sphinx, and then release it down, pulling the shoulder blades together as you lift up and then releasing as you come down. Up and down, arching up. Stay there, pushing into the mat, trying to pull the elbows back towards your body and send your chest through your arms. Do a little rock side to side, twisting one shoulder in and then the other shoulder. Side to side, come back to center. Again, keep pushing the chest forward. Try to lift your head more up towards the ceiling. And then try to extend the arms straight, keeping the hips down, squeezing the shoulder blades together, keeping the arm or the shoulders away from your ears, and then roll yourself down. Pull your hips back to sink over your heels into a child's pose. Extend the arms out long in front of you. Really try to sit onto your heels. If that's not happening, it's okay, but think about that curving and the rounding and your bum trying to reach down to the heels. Let your head relax onto the floor. Fill your belly with nice, full, big, deep breaths. Starting at your tailbone, roll yourself back up onto all fours and sit down on your bum. You'll extend your right leg out to the side, fold the left leg in towards you, side stretch, letting your right ear drop towards the right knee. And then if you want, you can reach the left arm over to try to find your toes and take a nice side stretch there. Release, sit back up, switch legs, right leg pulls into you, left leg extends out. Start by just dropping the ear to the shoulder, trying to stack the shoulders on top. And then you can either just reach over towards your toe or take your toe and pull your body through your arms, twisting it flat to the front, stretching out the side body. Release and lift back up. Extend both your legs out to the side as wide as you can, being able to sit on top of both your sit bones. And forward fold as far forward as you can, keeping that long spine. If you can get flat, you can extend the arms out to the side. If not, just leave the arms in front of you to help support you a little bit more. And if you want to go even deeper, you can extend the arms fully in front of you and try to press your chest to the floor. Wherever you're at, lift up and out of it. Bend your legs to cross your legs underneath you. Push your right arm into your right knee and twist, rotating the spine. Switch it out. Do the same thing on the left side, twisting and pushing. Come back to center. Sit up nice and tall. You can tilt your head side to side. Roll your head around in a big circle. And switch directions, rolling it the other way. Sit up nice and tall again. Close your eyes. We'll finish with one big breath. Inhale. Exhale. Take your hands, place them together over your heart in prayer. And then bow yourself forward. Thank you for joining me for this class. And I will see you again on the next video. Have a wonderful day.